Hello, I really hope that what I'm about to share with you can encourage you. This is just another devotion to speak some life into your week and into your day. So I don't know if you're watching this in the morning or the middle of the day or even at night before you go to bed, but I hope that you can think about these words throughout your day. I'm going to be reading out of Exodus 33. And this is where Moses is talking to God on top of Mount Sinai. And this is what he says to him. He says, Moses said to the Lord, "See, you say to me, bring up this people. But you have not let me know who you will send with me. That you have said, I know you by name, and you have also found favor in my sight. Now therefore, if I found favor in your sight, please show me your ways, that I may know you in order to find favor in your sight, and consider too this nation your people." Now, I gotta be honest right here. I think this is a beautiful prayer, and I think that's kind of a prayer that a lot of us have in our hearts. We ask God to show us our ways. We ask God to be with us. We sometimes question God that we believe He said He was with us, and in hard times, we don't know where He's at or where He's leading us to. But I just want to read this next verse because it means so much to me, and I hope it can mean a lot to you, because this is God's response. He says to Moses, just one quick sentence after that whole prayer, and He says, "My presence will go with you, and I will give you rest." Now, I believe right now, wherever you're at or in this time, I believe we are in a season that is not restful with everything going on. But I believe God can truly give us rest. Moses said after this to him, he said, "If your presence will not go with me, do not bring us up from here. For how shall it be known that I have found favor in your sight, I and your people? Is it not in your going with us that we are distinct, I and your people, from every other people on the face of the earth?" Another beautiful part about that passage right there is that Moses was also not concerned just with himself. He said, "Okay, God, you said you're going to be with me, but what about your people? I and your people." Moses was so worried being a good leader that he was worried about the people he was called to lead. And he's saying, "God, if you're going to go with me, go with the people first, because I'm going to make sure you're with all of us." And we know God was with His people, and we know God is still with us today. But I want that to encourage you that God says He will go before you and He will give you rest. Now, what does that mean? Whatever you're going into today, whether it's school because you're getting back in school again, maybe you're gotta hang out with some friends that maybe you haven't hung out with in a while. Maybe you have to have a hard talk with your parents. I don't know what spot you're in, but whatever it is, I pray that you know that God is before you and God is with you. You see, I'm going to end on this, and I think something that encouraged me is God was saying that I would go before you and give you rest. What He was talking about to the Old Testament, if you know the Israelites, He was talking about the Promised Land. The Promised Land was the land that God called Moses and the Israelites into after the Exodus from Egypt. Now, God was talking about that, but also God was aware of another Promised Land. That Promised Land is when heaven and earth finally come together, and there's no more suffering, there's no more pain, there's no more pandemics. All that is gone away. And so what God is saying to us is that He's going to go before us, and He's going to give us rest in this time now, just as He will in the time when we get to be with Him and we get to be with the Lord. So let those thoughts encourage you. If you guys have any questions, go back into Exodus 33. Read the Bible and be encouraged. But I just pray that this goes with you, and I pray that you know God is before you and He gives you rest.